erase all of these broken dreams and flight. And we'll tell you love you more, and you say it's broken. You make me weak. You're the one I seek, and I hate that I love you. I hate that I love you. If I could, and I would, carve out your heart, carve out your heart. It's hard to keep smiling when you're closing every door. I'm trying to open. I tell you love you more, and you say it's broken. But it wouldn't mend mine. You make me feel like home. You turn around, I feel the breeze over me. You watch your dreams unfold. Let it come around and let it breathe over me. It's time to go away into the light. I feel the calming energy. I see the darkness coming, and I'm calling you to help me set me free. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you. By all the faith of the world in your plans, guarding your faith with the palm of your hands. I know, yeah, I know. It's the unknown, the unknown. It's time to go away into the light. I feel the calming energy. I see the darkness coming, and I'm calling you to help me set me free. I'm calling for you. This love that you never started, you once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back. Holding on to what we have and take us to the edge and back.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Infian Ewok and I'm here together, joined by JP today for the first map of the first series. It is going to be day 2 of the Southeast Asian Pro League. We have YesTag taking on Script. How are you doing, JP?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Cannot complain. Enjoying being here for my first ever Pro League match cast. So I think we're going to be in for a good game. Consulate, a map which is allows for a lot of versatility between teams, and you see some quite very different defensive strategies usually coming out. So definitely looking forward to this one.
Indeed, and if you guys are wondering why you only see one set of matches on the schedule there, that's because unfortunately Team Dat1 had to forfeit the second match. It was supposed to be against Ferox Esports, but we won't be seeing the two of them play today. Ferox Esports will be collecting the 6 points in total, 3 points for each map. But let us see what we have today. So JP will be here for map number 1, and then Maddie B will join us for map number 2. Map number 1 is going to be Consulate, followed by Border, and you have Intelligent YesTag promoted as the number 1 Challenger League team from Season 8, while Script, they were 3rd in the Pro League last season, and in Season 7 they were actually 2nd and went to the APAC LAN. So what kind of a matchup do you think is going to happen? Because YesTag, these guys have some former Pro League players of Unique Monster CT and Barbecue. They used to be on Unique Monster back in Season 6, and then they had finished in 2nd place.
Yeah, it's that does make things a little bit interesting. Obviously, Script's a bit more Pro League. Obviously, YesTag do have those couple of players on there that do have that Pro League experience, but Script having a team of Pro League experience, and not only that, being very high up, and also LAN experience as well, being quite high up in their past Pro League seasons, it's definitely going to help them out quite a bit here. And I think we'll just see a bit more aggressiveness coming out from their defense side compared to what we might see from YesTag, and I think that will probably be what most likely separates them. I think as well their ability to cope with the ban phase as well, and which operators do decide to get taken out here, I think will definitely favour Script here. But YesTag being the top Challenger League team, they've definitely come in here with something to prove. So I think we could see a very interesting match here.
Indeed. So we are just waiting on the final go. Once we have everything ready, we're going to head right into the matchup. If you guys missed the matches yesterday, do catch them. We had Airwolf taking on, it was Impetus Gaming, MBT Impetus as they are known now. They came up from the Challenger League as well, but they really got there, some people might say, on a technicality after the teams above them disbanded, one in the Pro League and one in the Challenger League. The other matchup was Xavier Esports. They played the other Challenger League team, Generic Esports, first known as Hayden, then known as Void, now Generic. Generic seemed to be on par with them for the first 4 rounds, and they simply, after that, they just fell away, unfortunately. But they were playing the top team in Southeast Asia, at least by the previous season standards. So let's see what happens in this season. So far, I think it's going to be a good match today. Intelligent, YesTag, and Script are probably matched pretty much equally in strength. And I have to say, the lineups, let's just have a look at the lineup for Intelligent YesTag. You have CT, Jimmy Z, or Jimmy, Kenny, Marco, and Barbecue. And on Script side, you have Evo, Sunan, Quervo, Speak Easy, and Kicked. So Script actually has a fascinating story. These guys was actually bought over by Gosu. They're signed by Gosu, an organization that Shin Bagel, the former Team Cryptic and Corvidae player, he was a general manager for that. He signed the team and he put himself in as a player. He imported Fighter and Mars. Fighter being a 2-time Xbox World Champion. He even won the 6th Invitational 2017 on Xbox. And then he imported Mars, who played in the NA Pro League in Year 2 Season 2 and Year 2 Season 3. And he imported them over, he brought them over. He imported Speakeasy from Singapore, and he brought himself in as a player. But stuff happened, and Speakeasy shared, if you can read the CGG article, that Shin Bagel had massive disputes with, he really pushed away Fighter and Mars, and unfortunately the Dream Team broke apart. But let's not talk about the Dream Team anymore, because we are going to be heading into map number 1, Consulate.
Indeed, we are YesTag starting off on the attack here. Script's going to be on the defense. Script, of course, getting the first attacking ban here, being the defensive team. Infin, what kind of bans do you think we're going to see coming out from him here? I know the sort of Echoes and Maestro seem to be quite heavily banned as of recent games, but in terms of Southeast Asia, what are the bans that we sort of see coming out on a map like Consulate here?
Well, because I still remember how these guys used to play. Barbecue is a pretty good glass, so the fact that they've left glass unbanned, maybe it's a shift in meta, maybe it's a shift in how they've scrimmed these guys. Personally, that's weird, because as I was saying, Barbecue was a fantastic glass, and he even on his day, he even tore apart Aerowolf with his glass plays, especially on Oregon. So interesting that YesTag has banned the glass and Script hasn't, but clearly Script doesn't want to play against the Ying. We're gonna have Echo ban. That's a very standard ban. You see it on Consulate, you see it on many other maps. Very normal ban, and if we are sticking to the normal bans, I think we will see a mirror ban. People don't usually like to play with the mirror setup, play against the mirror setup, but Script will be on defense first, so we'll have to see if they want to kind of shoot themselves in the foot. They don't. They're gonna ban Lesion, and that's a very interesting ban. You don't really see Lesion banned, do you, too much?
No, you don't, and it's usually because both teams... Legion's, I think, in a really good spot at the moment. His goo mines are great, they alert you a lot, and it's slightly better than having Alla. Obviously, he gets a new Lesion mine, I think it's every 27 seconds or thereabouts, so the longer Lesion stays alive, the more important that he becomes every round. And I think getting rid of him is very strange, because he's not that overpowered. As you said, you know, they'd like to get rid of something like a mirror. A lot of teams don't like facing that, or even potentially we've seen Maestro being taken out quite a bit as well. So it is a very strange ban that we don't see too often, but I guess it's they just don't like playing against a Lesion. Maybe they might like to use their attack a little bit faster than what other teams might, and so they don't want to be slowed down by those goo mines. Montaigne as well may potentially come out, or even an operator who needs to have his shoot up the whole time. So could be the potential for that ban. A lot of reasons for taking out a Lesion, just not usually an operator that you do see being taken out.
Indeed, but the funny thing is, and we were discussing this, Sternab and I, yesterday, that Lesion is that kind of operator. Lesion and Mira and like Hibana, they are very strong operators, and they are picked left, right, and center. but you would never ever call them overpowered or stuff that you usually want to avoid playing against. They are definitely game changers to the meta, but they're never really overpowered. Like, you have Lion, you had the old era, you have Blackbeard, Twitch throw. You have all those operators that were so strong, and they changed the meta for the worst. Even Finka, I would say, the global abilities, Dokebi. But Mira, Legion are these kinds of ops that are kind of innocuous, but very, very powerful. But because they are not OP, you don't see them banned.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, you have those global abilities like Lion, which has proven to be so strong and, for obvious reasons, now not able to be picked by any team at this stage. But then you have, you know, operators like Dockerby, who alerts people to where a lot of operators are on the defense, but it's not overpowered to the point that, you know, you do have that ability to run away if you do want, or you do have that ability to at least hang up or stop it. There is a, you know, a countermeasure to that logic bomb, whereas players like Lion sticks you in a position, and the way teams are droning out these days and the amount of coordination they have, as soon as they know where someone is, if they pop off that E1D, then it just really prevents teams. And so, again, Legion going to be the operator that is taken out as a result of this, and it'd be interesting to see how it does play now in their favour, whether it does work for them or not. I guess time will tell.
Indeed, and you can see the setup here from Script is a very standard setup, very old setup actually. We have seen this kind of setup back in Season 7, even sometimes in Season 6, with the castle on the second floor. And Barbecue is taking a lot of damage from the dock of Speakeasy, and he's gonna get taken down. Peeks in, doesn't even get anything with the shield, and Speakeasy is on fire. He takes down Kenny as well, and he's gonna get rid of all the Hibana charges. He wants a third, he's gonna get it. He actually gets traded out. We have Marco getting 2 kills. Kicked also goes down, but the damage has been done. Sunan is low on health, and advantage squarely in favor of the defenders. There's still a minute left. A lot of things that Intelligent Yes Tag, or Yes Tag I'm going to call them, they can do. The diffuser is not too far off, and Jimmy's taking a bit more damage. Marco pushing long dash. It's a risky push, but he's going to get 1 kill. He can't get the second. Sunan, even at low HP, he's going to get it, but it's a 1v1. Jimmy kills Evo. That's an ill-advised peek. Too aggressive, could have just held the crossfire. And Jimmy actually gets the clutch. Wall bangs that low health smoke. And that was a round that Script really killed.
Yes, it definitely was in their favour, and a beautiful attacking round in the air there, in the end there for them. And they had the man advantage, as you said as well. And that wallbang, the smoke and Sledge being on such low health, you would think the smoke maybe would have just backed off just a little bit and at least tried to sort of sit back and delay it out. Knew exactly where the Sledge was, had the time to play with there, still a minute to be able to maneuver himself around. And it's not like the Sledge of Jimmy was exactly being too quiet there. He was making quite a lot of noise, and obviously pre-firing that wall there, you'd potentially think that a pre-fire might come out to where you were standing as well, considering half that wall wasn't reinforced. But that round there, definitely set up by Speakeasy on that dock. Was able to get himself a 2K, even picked off the Hibana there, and was able to take out those X-Karas. Just sadly getting traded out to a nice crossfire coming out from the Twitch. But he did his job, was taken out in the end, and first round down. Going to be on to Yes Tag.
Yeah, you really, the amount of work that Speakeasy did in that round really should have got the final round win. Honestly, you get a 3K, you take down Hibana, Blackbeard, as well as, who was the other one? I can't...
Hibana.
Hibana, Blackbeard, and, number 3. Twitch? No, Twitch, he died to Twitch. Anyway,
he took out Hibana and then died to Twitch.
Alright, yeah, so well, he took out 3 players, and even after he got traded out, it was a 3v2, so just don't reduce the aggressiveness that was needed from Script, but brilliant clutch from Jimmy. He played that pretty much as well as he could have played it. Not enough reinforcements. I would have liked to seen a bit more reinforcements on Script on that wall to just prevent exactly what happened. But, you know, it's a learning opportunity at the very least.
The problem with that strat too that they were playing on the start of Script there is that they were sort of very committed to having that rotation through the long desk and having Speakeasy stay alive for quite a long time. And as soon as he went down, as you said, that rotation hole then became their arch nemesis. And really did not work in their favour whatsoever. We're going to see the same push coming out for YesTag once again. They're deciding to push towards this office side quite heavily and at least try and get in here, and we're at least seeing a bit of a contest now coming out for Scripps now. They're sort of pressuring out a little bit more. The drone's coming out and you can actually find Cuervo there. And it's good to see them being a little bit more aggressive on now, and you can already see a minute into this round, no bat control whatsoever.
You can't give that free kill. You had drones on him, you had Kenny pushing in from the back. That was unnecessary. They should have gotten the castle without losing a single man, and that's 2 frag grenades off the board.
Yeah, and that's just down to poor drone work. They didn't realise the rotation hole being into the little break room there, and as a result of that, he was taken out. And as you said, they had the drones there for it, and some of those pallets have been taken off. But can he catch the foot of, I believe, the smoke sitting in here? They're going to see if they can get another X-Car onto that wall there.
I mean, that was what took them down. He's going to do that again. These guys can't see the evil eye, or I'm not sure, because it's not a hole that you can hold in. Yeah, you can get your sight line, and you gotta hope for the best with that, but you're still gonna be forced to a good point. But CT opens the killing, Sunan goes down, and that's a big kill. Not really opens the killing, continues the killing, I must say. The smoke off the board, that's big, with still a minute left to go.
Still plenty of time here. Man bench in YesTag's favour. A C4 coming out from Speak Easy. He's going to land that one onto Marco as Evo trying to peek out, see if he can land some sprays. Kicks not really being contested here towards the connector, and as I say that, Kenny going to take out the head of Kicked, and as Infian said, a shot that should have gone towards Kick's favour there, and the spray out coming out from Evo takes out one trade coming out from Barbecue straight away, and the round will go into YesTag's favour. A round again that we should have really seen going towards Scripps' way there. We had the Evil Eye denying a lot of Habana charges onto that wall. And
see, the C4 that was used, I think it was used on the wrong person, because they clearly had information about when and where the plant was going down. You see, when the pings were coming out, Speakeasy wasn't immediately firing at that ping inside of the bomb site, because he knew, it definitely looked like it, at least. Oh, come on. Definitely looked like it, that he knew that the plant's not going down, that the information was being relayed to him. So if he had that information already and he played Pulse below, he could have saved that C4 and got the diffuser in a compromising position. Of course, it didn't really have a problem because the Jaeger got the kill on the diffuser in a bad position, and Speakeasy got caught out afterwards. But just, you know, small things. Not too sure how much better. I mean, they could have played it without changing some fundamentals of their play stuff. But what happened was Intelligent YesTag basically traded out everything. They lost a man, they brought the man advantage back in their favor almost immediately.
The thing you have to look at too now is they've lost this site twice in a row.
Yeah,
at this point, do you change it up? I think it's time that they at least, you know, maybe give the basement a try, or even the main lobby a try. You still play that main lobby pretty much the same like you're holding up top. You know, obviously you have to still hold down the theater and the waiting room there, but you just have to make sure that they don't really get the plan in piano. So it's a very similar hold, but it may just throw them off a little bit and give them that sort of vertical pressure that they need, because at the moment the lateral pressure coming out for YesTag here has just been too strong for them, and again, time and time again, they've just been pushing very quickly, being able to take control of that long desk, and no one really contesting from bathroom, and they're not even pushing towards, you know, the yellow stairs or anything. They're all getting pushed from one side and just being taken out quite easily. So I would have liked to see the site change up come out here for Scripps, but they're going to head back here for the third time, and again, same push coming out for YesTag, and Infian, if it's worked for him once, I don't see why they wouldn't try it again.
Yeah, I mean, look, you talked about going to first floor, and look at the lineup that these guys have brought. It's not a lineup that's really excellent at taking first floor. Obviously, you can still take the first floor with no problem if they're good enough. But you usually try to bring smokes and more disruption utility for the first floor. So if these guys could have baited out the site, could have been a good curveball thrown to YesTag, as well as a higher chance of winning the site just because it's different. But unfortunately, they're still playing here, and very interesting. look at what the Blackbeard is doing for ESTag. They are not doing the traditional Blackbeard strategy of planting him up on the A window, A balcony, or the B windows. They're just pushing him through admin, rappelling him up on the spiral stairs outside. But okay, there we go. Now they put the Blackbeard there and he gets a kill onto Kit. Loses one shield afterwards as well, and 50% of his HP, but that's the more traditional way of playing Blackbeard on the site. And there's a reason why.
And I think you'd trade a shield for a kill any day of the week, and he was able to secure it there, and if you ask, you shall receive. Beautiful kill coming out from the window. We've got a minute left in the round, and still 9 players alive, and as I say that, a flurry of kills come out, 3, make that 4 kills going in favour of ESTag. Only the Pulse and Smoke left alive to defend this one. Sunan going to be able to find one though. That's CT being taken down, and Sledge going to be shotgun. Sunan able to concuss himself and the player there, and Sunan going to pick up a 3k, beautifully played from him, and Scripps going to be able to finally take this one out due to a beautiful clutch coming out for Sunan there.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really say it was a clutch so much that Sunan decided, like, I couldn't clutch, and let's do it.
That is very true, actually.
Yeah,
very well played round by him.
He did have Sunan downstairs giving him all the info that he needed. He also really had... Whoops.
Did they have 2 or 3 alive at the end there?
Yeah, he did.
He had 3, that's right, because he got a 3k at the end. So yeah, there was just the 2 of them alive. But really well held down, and just to control those stairs with that shotgun, the SAS shotgun being probably I would say the strongest shotgun, or one of the strongest shotguns in the game at the moment. So really good choice to switch up there and then bring out the SMG at the end, and did well to even avoid the concussion coming out as well. That was unfortunate for ESTag, as he was able to concuss himself there. I believe it was CT on that.
Yeah, I think it was CT on the Zofia. No, sorry, CT was playing Gibbon. Might have been Jimmy. Whoever it was. Sorry, let me just have a. I think it was Marco. Yeah, I think it was Marco.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So unfortunate that he pushed right at the time that he went for the concussion, meaning that he concussed himself, because obviously it went off earlier because it detonates with player radius. So as soon as he's pushed, they've both been concussed, and just able to sneak through into that sort of front desk area there. And well played round to them, and you know, we doubted them for going back to Consulate office for the 3rd time, and I guess third time was the charm for them. So I'm going to pick up their first round here, and it's definitely something they needed, because the momentum was starting to go towards ESTag's favour.
Indeed, that was a good round. Good defense from them really came down. They lost the man advantage again, and it wasn't really a fantastic hold so much as Sunan just playing that round out of his mind. Got really good kills. And the thing again that ESTag didn't do right was they were pushing through that one choke point, that doorway, and challenging a good smoke. Obviously Sunan hasn't been the best of smokes. He lost those fights 2 times out of 3. But a 3rd time, you really just smoke off the doorways, pull out your shotgun here and there, and the SMG-11 at that close range, doesn't matter, you give it a recoil nerf, it's still a very strong weapon, so it's really what every smoke should be doing, and they played right into it, because they weren't using that long desk area as they should have.
And that's what won them the first 2 rounds too, and they were able to get that open, and I think losing a couple of operators quite early on into the round was quite tough there. Jimmy, utilising the full ability of that shotgun there to be able to open up all the way down into garage there, stop any banditry going on. Of course, we know that nothing besides a mid-jammer is going to stop that wall from coming open, and really good use of the verticality coming out from ESTag here. The Skeleton Key doing some work. Barbecue can find the first kill of the round though. We'll be able to take out Kicked, and they do lose their Valkyrie, so Valkyrie will definitely be on those cam watch for the rest of the rounds now, and Maestro here definitely going to be quite important to stop once they do get onto the site, if they are in fact able to get to the site. Going to be able to stop this plant, but the minute left in the rounds, still quite a few players left like it.
Indeed, and Kenny, he has got a very nice angle with the Ash, however, and there is someone in the bathroom. That's a very easy frag. And Sunan, bad rotation. He got stuck in there. It seems to Speed Easy's gonna get the killing started for his team, and Quervo's gonna follow it up, putting into a 3v3. Quervo takes a bit of damage with the mute shotgun coming out, and that's become a really popular play across all regions. Jimmy has taken a lot of damage as well, but so has Quervo. Not sure if Speakeasy's gonna... Well, never mind. I was gonna say Speakeasy could heal him, but that doesn't happen. Jimmy also gets Speakeasy, so it's now really all up to Evo. The Maestro, he has an LMG, he has the ACOG, he has presumably 2 evil eyes that are giving him the ping, and the plant goes down, and he actually peeks but turns away at the wrong moment. That's going to be an easy kill for Barbecue. And Yes Tag just looking a lot stronger overall, I would have to say.
Yeah, the shots coming out from the, I believe it was the Habana who was alive there at the end, shooting towards the Maestro, really distracted him, and I don't even think the Habana had an angle towards the Maestro, but just those shots coming out distracted a little bit, and as you said, there would have been the cams on side as well as the Evil Eye to really be able to give him all the information that he needed there to be able to push in and clutch that one, and having that LMG, you know, 25 bullets per kill, that's a lot of ammo to spare per player there, so definitely a winnable position for him, just a bit unfortunately was taken out by Barbecue on the Thermite, but Yes Tag bringing the match back into their favour now, 3-1. They are up so far, and we're going to head back down to the cafeteria and garage once again. So I do admire the tenacity from the side of Script here, just really committing to their sights, committing to their holes, and just wanting to do it right. And it took them 3 goes on the first one here. They're not going to quite get that same leniency here the second time, but I'm sure they will definitely work on their adapts and make sure that they're countering this attack that is going to come out from Yes Tag, because it didn't really look like too much of a challenge for him to be able to get into the site and get the kills.
And the funny thing is, I believe that shows, at least in other regions, that Consulate is a bit more of a defensive sided map now. And it's a bit weird, right, that you're seeing these guys run away with the 3-1 advantage here right now. If they concede one more round, Script, they're going to lose this half at least 4-2, if not 5-1. And that is pretty much an insurmountable lead to recover from. We have seen teams do it, but Kick, this is not an advisable Valkyrie camera. It's going to get shot out anyway very soon. Waste of a Valkyrie camera, he should have just backed up.
Yes, especially when they're shooting out the window that you are deciding to throw that Valkyrie camera out. Probably not advisable that you do decide to throw it out there. It's definitely a camera that you want to be throwing out pretty much at the start of the round before it is made visible. Probably would have saved it for inside there. Speakeasy going to get a nice kill, however, and going to take out the Ash, so the fragging power, it's got a bit of a dent in it, thanks to Speakeasy. It's such an important player on this dock so far in this map, and he's really been doing work for his team and just playing a good sort of anchor role. He's been a little bit aggressive when it comes to times, but just putting that ACOG to advantage, and this is what we talked about, Scripts being, although, you know, what we would consider the stronger team and the you know, experienced Pro League team here, this is the sort of aggressive style of defense that we expected to see coming out from Script here, and Speakeasy definitely putting that to good use.
Indeed, Speakeasy is one of the top talents in the region, a great fragger. He healed Sunan just now as well, back up to about 75 HP after he took damage in engagement elsewhere. Jimmy is going to be fighting a long vertical angle all the way from the second floor. We saw him use it in the previous round as well. And interesting to note that this is only the second round in which Script has gotten the opening kill. And that the first time was in the first round where Sunan got that, where Speakeasy got that 3K and is still lost. So, double hard reach is good from Intelligent Yes Tag. Thermite can be dedicated to opening the garage walls and maybe, if needed for piano control, get a big hole opened up, or just use both on the garage and Speakeasy. Oh my goodness, he's taking way too much time and he's going to pay the price. That is too aggressive. Not a good push. Not at all. But this is... Kick is going to get one, and is he going to get the second? No, he can't. He misses his shots. It's a 3v3, just like that.
Interesting to note as well that that camera that we talked about from the Valkyrie that we said would be taken out is actually still alive out there. So they've got a lot of information on the players pushing through here. They're going to see a down though as will be finally taken out, and Jaeger with a beautiful kill, and Sunan finishing off with a 2k Evo. Going to be able to pick up the last one. I believe that was actually Marco who was down there, but beautiful 2k from Sunan, and he's just been doing such a good job in these late rounds to really be able to come in and be able to take out quite a few of these players who are just rushing in towards the end. So really good mechanics and aim coming out for Sunan here, and Script able to pick up their second round. So second time's the charm for the defense as we head into their last defensive round now.
Indeed, and you said good aim, but I would kind of say that was not the best. Yeah, he
You are actually right, yes.
He hit his target, but he was aiming squarely at chest level, really stomach level, and maybe that's what he's comfortable with, you know, given the prevalence of crouch shotting and what have you not, and crouch peeking nowadays. But at the same time, not going for the head, a lot of times that can punish you, except of course when you're playing against Blackbeard.
Attackers need to locate.
I guess the other thing as well is potentially a lot of the positions that we have seen him being in has been positions where he's either come up from the side of them or, you know, be able to face in front on where they're not really expecting a push or something to come out. So maybe when he's in a position like that, he's choosing to aim a bit lower, knowing that he's most likely going to be catching someone off guard, and your natural instinct when you're getting shot at is sort of either flick around really quick or sort of crouch down and try and avoid these shots. So it's, yeah, I do agree with you. It's probably not as good as aim as what I have praised him from, but regardless, he's doing well to get a lot of these kills, and might also just be used to the, you know, that crazy recoil of the SMG-11 where you start aiming at the feet and it kicks up to the head after about 10 bullets. So it's could be just used to that, and I do like this twitch coming out from Marco here. He has managed to keep both of his shock drones alive this time, and definitely going to stop some ADS.
Just
He needs to stop shooting at these players because he's losing his shock drones a lot of the time, and again, just needs to be taking out these ADSs, take out these shock flyers, and just get rid of a lot of utility here, because it's not helping him out here when he's losing his shock drones so early on into the round, and could be doing a lot of work for his team to help him out with the sledge and these 2 frag grenades.
Honestly, a good way to use the shock drone would be, since, you know, suppose you can't get frag grenades flying to the evil eyes, right? Just disable it with a shock of the twitch drone. And he picks up speakeasy. Maybe the doc was getting way too aggressive again. He's gonna pay the price once more.
A bomb has been located.
And a perfect example too is when they're losing their ex-Kairos on that wall, they could have a shock drone going up and stopping that evil eye for 10 seconds, get the wall open, and then even if you lose it after that, you've disabled it for 10 seconds. That's all you need to do. So, bit of waste utility. I do like the pick of the operator, just sadly not being quite used to its full potential. He does still, I believe, have one shock drone out there somewhere. I'm not sure if he has already lost that one. And here we go.
I'm not too sure. But you see, let Evil Eye just take it down the road. Now, it's gonna be a bit more of a nuisance for them. Yeah, they have the man advantage, but one man advantage isn't really much.
Attackers
Especially in Southeast Asia. But that's gonna become 2-man. Kick, the bandit finally goes down. We try to take the engagement against Blackbeard. Loses it out, and the Blackbeard's gonna be rappelling upside down on the connector window now. Horrible man gets caught out.
Sunan decided to retreat back to site now. The spray coming out from Quavo, not able to land any shots onto the Blackbeard thus far. And there we go, the twitch of Marco, going to be able to find him here. The Evil Eye trying to stop him pushing in so they can get the res off. It won't happen though. Quavo going to pick up one and instantly taken out by Barbecue. It's Kenny. Going to be able to take out Sunan, and the Maestro once again of Evo left in a 1-on-4 here. He's going to sprint through the wall. We'll be able to find the Ash for his first kill, as I'm sure the diffuser is going down right behind that bomb as it does. Evo, it's been put under a bit of a time pressure right now.
That could have been a plant denial at least, because no one was covering long desk. But Evo is playing this way too passive. I'm not sure whether he's not used to playing the Maestro. He's gonna get a second kill, and they need to be careful that they don't throw this away. But they have a Blackbeard on rappel in the connector window. If Evo knows what is the smart play, shouldn't challenge this, challenge a player inside the meal with the diffuser, but he doesn't. He's gonna lose his life to CT, and Evo's not playing like how he used to. He used to play a lot more Legion last time, and he was pretty fantastic.
Well, that's interesting too. It's because they've banned Legion. You can't play it. It's almost like, you know, you've said that, you know, YesTag has such a strong Glaz player. They've banned Glaz, and now you're saying that they have such a strong Legion player on script here, and then they've decided to ban script, so to ban Legion. Sorry, so gone for a bit of counter bans to what we've sort of assumed that these teams would be running. And
Blackbeard Montaigne. That's not okay. The Montaigne is 6th. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was like, no hard breacher. What if they go basement? You don't know that.
That's when you go for the Ash Rush strat straight down the hatch and into the side rank style and see if you can catch them off guard. We have seen it done before. I don't think that's what we're going to be seeing here as they do 6th pick onto that Habana. But in that last round, it would have been very interesting to see if Evo was able to pick off CT sitting behind the bomb. Blackbeard was repelled and connected window and might have been a potential to get in the site and get a quick defuse before the Blackbeard was able to get in and contest him. It would have been very interesting and put the Blackbeard in quite a tough situation at that point, having to repel into connected window. It's about half the diffuser time left before it would go off, so Evo clutched it out there, but as you said, playing it a little bit too passively and not having a full ammo clip to clutch that one out and having to reload that big LMG takes quite a lot of time out of the round. So, unfortunate there for Evo and YesTag going to pick up their 4th round as they switch over onto the defensive side now and see if they can try their hand at it and hopefully do what Script weren't really able to do in their first round, which was hold down that office area. So they do go back upstairs. Script did.
So it's going to be the very same strategy as
the
you
bomb
noted
diffuser. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Intelligent YesTag use. They're gonna put the Blackbeard on the admin control, take admin control, and oh, that is poor, really poor from Jimmy, throwing his life away. You are 40 seconds into the round. You gotta be expecting the admin window to be open. You cannot make that rotate, not at least without information.
And that's the reason why you have that rotation hole that you do see there in towards that theater areas, just because of the fact that you want to or medium room, sorry. You want to be able to rotate across the to long desk, which is understandable. That's not the way to do it. You go through the rotation hole on the A bomb site, come out through long desk, and you are able to get across safely. So, bit of a misplay coming out there for Jimmy and Jaeger. Big fragging potential on the side of YesTag here, and not an operator that you want to lose that early on. And there we go, Speakeasy getting out of fight and getting quite aggressive already towards the meeting room here.
And the worst part is we saw that Valkyrie careful. That could have told them at the very least, like, hey guys, the admin window, so don't throw your life away. And this is a better long line of sight angle than what YesTag was able to achieve in the first few rounds, but still not enough to get a crowd hole or a vault hole in.
There's no pressure coming from Yellow Stairs whatsoever, so Smoke of Marco has quite free reign over that.
What?
Yeah, takes the Sophia, and with 8 players alive in this round, we're going to see the diffuser go down, and we could potentially see a quick diffuse come out here if Kenny gets onto this quick enough. He will be taken out though, and the kill's going in favour of Script here. One more needed. CT is going to have something to say about it, bring it back to a 1 on 2 now. Blackbeard and Twitch standing in his way of winning this round here as diffuser ticks over towards the halfway mark.
Indeed. Now, see, he's taking a smarter angle, trying to find Cuervo first. That was the play, but not the execution. Cuervo takes him down. Pretty easy pickup for him because you have the Blackbeard on that window here, repelling off the connector. It's safer to, you know, try and take the fight first where the diffuser has been planted. Unless, of course, it's been planted in B, in which case the Blackbeard will be on those B windows and directly challenging you. Then probably you need to go for like a yellow run out or something if you have the manpower.
He also has the, I believe he had stim pistol shots left as well. Could have potentially just waited a couple of seconds to stim pistol off and just get that little bit of extra HP on his side before he decided to push in there. Might have potentially helped him. Of course, a beautiful shot did come out from Marco. Oh, not Marco, sorry, Cuervo on the Twitch there. But in the end, Script able to get another round on the board, clawing their way back, and on a map which we consider, as you said, to be a bit defensive-sided, we're seeing the rounds go towards more of the attacking favour at this stage.
Indeed, it's a little bit interesting that, of course, they did lose the half. 4-2 did Script Esports, when really, if they hadn't kind of played that first round as badly as they did, it could have been a 3-3 and they would have been up 4-2 right now. But ifs and buts don't really matter. Obviously the game changes greatly because of the mental state that comes from the way the momentum shifts. And that's an interesting mirror window he's going to be placing.
5 seconds left before
it's a bit risky, this mirror window, because when you have someone coming in from yellow,
the bomb diffuser.
you can quick peek and pre-fire that mirror, exactly where this mirror is standing right now, and net yourself in.
And the problem with it too is he nearly failed by opening up the hatch first, and he had to put his mirror, I think, a little bit further away from the edge of the wall than what he would have liked. And as you said, yeah, it's an easy pre-fire to come through yellow stairs, but maybe they're playing on the fact that they haven't really seen much yellow stairs presence coming out from them so far, and just hoping that potentially they won't see it again. And we're just going to have Sunan on the Blackbeard, just repelled up on this piano window, going to try and catch anyone rotating late round towards yellow stairs, and I'm sure he'll be quite patient there. He's got all the time in the world to sit there and just really help out his team until they do decide to push through that wall. And a lot of map control already gained by Script here, as they've already managed to get themselves into Visa, and it's like we've got quite an anchor heavy hold coming out of the S-Tag.
Yeah, indeed. Now, this first floor hold can serve them pretty well, but Marco is going to take one of those DMR shots to his torso. Takes him down to about 40 HP. That DMR has been nerfed, but it's still very strong, and that's how you use a Twitch drone, Marco. Corvo disables that mirror window here inside of the bathroom, and I'm still not sure why Jimmy is still holed up inside, because that position has become pretty much untenable. He needs to drop and try to approach the roam from another angle if he wants to continue roaming, or just drop off. And they seem to have noticed Speakeasy. The pre-fire is coming out. Speakeasy prompted to fire back, sees that defender but doesn't take the fight. Camera's still up, and Sunan gets the finisher on to Marco after taking him down very low. There's a shotgun waiting for him. Barbecue shotgun. If he peeks the corner, he's going to die. And unfortunately, what? Barbecue, you missed 3 shotgun shots, and Sunan's gonna stay alive, get the second of his round. Took him a while too, but shotgun wins against DMR every time at that range. And CT seems to be down. No, not down, but 1 HP.
Barbecue definitely should have been getting that kill there, and has tagged up the Blackbeard quite low, but Sunan still with a shield in front of his face. Effectively at 100 HP. 30 seconds left in the round now as Kenny gonna be able to find Sunan, finally dropping him down, and man advantage in Script's favour, and they will take advantage of that as Kicked and Speakeasy able to pick up the last 2 kills there. Script able to tie this up now at 4 apiece, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a game on our hands.
Indeed, Script looking a lot better on attack, a lot more cohesive. Their defensive strategies didn't look like they were too solid, but you know what's the most interesting part about how they played this attack? They didn't even open the garage wall. I'm pretty sure. Was it open? Did you? I don't think it was.
I don't believe it was. I believe it was just a full push coming out from the Visa end and just really clearing them out. And maybe that's to the fact that they knew they had that mirror sitting in that little small office facing towards the garage wall, and they decided that they could challenge it from the back. And also they had quite a lot of utility committed to that piano mirror that had 3 reinforcements there. So once you add another 3 onto that garage wall, you've only got 4 reinforcements to spare across the rest of the side, and you cannot protect that whole small office with 4 reinforcements. So good read coming out from Script there to realise the lack of utility towards the back end of the side, and really good push from them. 4 members left alive towards the end there, and definitely could have been quite different if Barbecue was able to land his shotgun shots there. He had 3 opportunities at it, finally being taken down on the 3rd by Sunan there, but definitely a gunfight he should have won, especially at that close range with the SAS shotgun.
Indeed. Now, Alibi being brought out by Yes Tag. Let's see whether it's going to have too much of an effect, and the gem is going to block the deployment. There we go. Finally, Marco gets it right. But the thing about Alibi is it might get you some information. That's the visual bug. He has the bailiff in his hand, not the Prisma. Looks like he's Destiny character, one of the Guardians just running around with the ghost.
I just wanted to see him shoot someone with the Prisma or throw it at them. I thought that would have been interesting. Pokeball style, just throw it at him and catch him in there. But he will be at least shooting with that for the rest of the round here. You can see a stock standard push coming in to admin office here from Kicked, and doesn't look like anyone is going to be contesting that 2nd floor here, so we'll be able to take that one for free. And Sunan starting to change it up a little bit. He's going to be playing towards his main entrance and see if he can catch anyone out. They do know, once again, that they do have that mirror set up in the bathroom, and even Speakeasy has been able to gain control of Visa as well. So pretty much a similar push and hold coming out for both teams here. I'm sure we'll see a slight change up from the defenders there, and Barbecue definitely will be wanting to hit his shots this time.
I like this a lot from Kick and the rest of Script. They realize second floor is not being contested at all, so they're just gonna go up and then try to get shot. You can't get from 2-story, that's like pretty much nigh on impossible to hit that shot, and he's gonna waste a lot of ammunition, 2 whole magazines. That's not gonna net him anything, but the idea is good because you can pressure onto these first floor roamers, push them down into the basement, and then you have fairly decently easy control. And now you can see Sulan, he just ignores that alibi Prisma. He knows that it's not the real alibi, and Jimmy, under the cover of some of his smoke, is actually gonna pop the shield of Sulan, do a lot of damage, and finally drop back down. Barbecue gets a kill with a C4 onto Evo, and that's the first kill with 1 minute or thereabouts still left in the round. The Hibana has been taken out, but Speakeasy takes one before being traded out for Marco. Still man advantage in favor of YesTag.
Definitely see a lot better hold come out here for YesTag, and they've managed to fall back to site and drop off that mirror a little bit earlier and get themselves into a lot better late round position. So I do like to see this from him, but Kicks might have something to say about it, although Jimmy will be able to take him out. 4-on-2 now. Cuervo gonna see if he can try his hand at taking out, and Cuervo now being left in a 4-on-1. 30 seconds left to find 4 kills. Not a lot of time left for him to do that, as CT says otherwise. Takes him out straight away, and YesTag finally able to win their first defending round. Finally able to win their first defending round here as they try their turn at Cafeteria Garage for the second time here, and they are 2 rounds away from being able to take out this first map here of Consulate.
You know how I said YesTag look a lot more assured? I think it's just the way Southeast Asian meta is structured. The attack, just in general, overall has looked better. The defense was still fairly shaky from YesTag. They nearly, you know, if gunfights had gone the other way, like they did in round number 8, that could have been a loss for them. And the attackers are not even bothering to open the garage wall, and that is the worst.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
Why would you not even try?
Well, it worked for them the first time, and they've got this Hibana, and they haven't been using the Hibana to really open up much. Like, yes, you do want to use one of those pallets to open up the bottom of bathrooms so you can get a line of sight from that hatch towards the back of White Van, but you still got 2 pallets there you can put onto the garage wall. Either use it as lines of sight just to open them up and make the defenders a little bit worried, or put 2 one above the other and make it another hole for a potential late round push towards that towards the garage wall and flank in there and potentially catch some people off guard. So even bring a thermite as well. I don't think they need the range of operators that they have been bringing here. Definitely, you know, with a one-sided push, the defenders feel very safe sitting back towards that White Van with their backs towards the garage wall, with one person holding aggressively on the other stairs because they know that no one's coming through that garage wall, and without any of that doubt in their heads of the garage wall being open, it makes it quite easy for the defenders to hold. And it was good to see that YesTag were able to adapt for the second time around and use that to their advantage. There are 4 members left alive for them in that round, so we'll take the round advantage once again. Scripts yet to lead so far in this game.
Indeed. Well, they at least tied it up, and they are looking not bad, and especially since they are going on a second floor attack right now. Second floor, to me, despite many pro team preferences, I always felt it's never been as strong as the basement, even when you can get the garage wall open with thermite. If you bring a proper defensive lineup with C4s, smokes, Echo, maybe Maestro, to deny the plant, that actually can net you a lot of wins. So I think Script might be feeling that way as well. They are on attack. The attack has been winning more often than not. Only been, what, 3 defensive wins? Am I right?
1, 2, 3. Yes, you are correct.
So 3 defensive wins so far. So out of 9. So it's looking good for Script to be able to tie it up. But this is a really good Valkyrie camera, I really have to say.
Yeah, it's definitely giving them a lot of information here as we tick over the halfway point in this round. Blackbeard, Sunan, I'm sure going to be out on that window trying to see if he can catch anyone towards that connector with the late round rotate, and the Pulse going to give them a lot of information here. However, no Maestro for YesTag to be able to stop those X-Tries from going off. The Pulse nearly catching an angle there to the wall, going to be able to prevent, and Barbecue's own smoke preventing him from being able to see as much as he would have liked peeking that doorway.
Indeed, and kicked on the ass this time is going to get the first kill. Speakeasy is on the Dokkaebi. The logic bombs are probably going to come out together with the smoke once he's ready. Once his team, there we go, you can see the smoke. First one is going to smoke long desk. That's a good smoke. Blocks that very important line of sight, especially that Marco is playing inside of the bomb site. He's not going to be able to give you any information right now in fear of being pushed. Good flash, Jimmy is full blind. Sunan picks up Marco, and that's going to be one more for Sunan. CT trying to contest a long angle, and Barbecue has been just finishing his long rotate. They know exactly where he is, and CT gets taken down, Plant goes down. Pre-fire not coming out from Cuervo, but oh my goodness, that was 3 potatoes with 1 finally landing.
Yes, he was close to potentially landing that shotgun shot there. The SMG-12 being almost, I would say in fact, the hardest SMG to control in the game in this current state, with a fire rate of I believe 1300 or 1100, 1300, around that. It's quite ridiculous to handle considering how the SMGs have been slightly nerfed over the time here and adjusted slightly. You can see Script were able to tie it up now, and a game which was looking like going towards YesTag has slowly been evened up, and Script playing the long game here and really working out the way that YesTag are wanting to push this, and a good counter to those smokes that they had pushing towards long desk there to prevent that line of sight, and really good push coming out for them. So Script getting their 3rd round on their attacking half here, and YesTag only been able to find an answer for that once.
Indeed, now they're going to try the defense of the second floor once more, and very interestingly, neither team has tried the first at all, you know.
Which is strange because it is usually quite a preferred site. The fact that you hold it like upstairs, it just makes it that much harder, because as an attacker you don't know where they're sitting upstairs with what holes in the floor to be able to catch you out sitting at that main entrance, and that's usually why teams prefer to go to that first floor. So I'm a little bit surprised we haven't seen it, especially with we've seen what 1, 2, 3, 4 losses on Consulate now. We've seen 4 losses on the Consulate bomb site. Only 1 win, and that was when Script were finally able to win it after their 3rd try. So surprised we haven't seen a switch up, especially when they don't have that garage and cafeteria available to them. You thought maybe give it a try, go somewhere else, see if you can maybe work it out, and just throw the other team off guard, as we've discussed in the first half of this match, that the operators' lineups didn't really favour them for pushing that first floor, and if they were to throw that spanner in the works, it would catch Script off guard with the operator lineup that they have chosen here. But we will head to Console once again, and Barbecue does like his presence here. That drone trying to sneak past him, but his shotgun that will say otherwise.
Indeed, they have a mirror here, so Cuervo still has 1 combatant drone that will be able to take at least 1 down, hopefully. Sometimes, you know, you see even at pro level, you see 1 drone taking down 2 mirrors, and that's pretty much inexcusable. But that was a good hold, and in Consulate is usually tough to get your drone into those secret spots without it getting noticed. So fair play to Cuervo for trying it out. 1 minute 40 in the round is still left to go, and Kick has taken a lot of damage. 25 HP just left on him. Not sure if they're going to try a reset, but Marco has brought out the first Ella of the game. And interestingly, he's playing the Scorpion. And I say interestingly because the FO12, the way he's playing right now, the positioning he's having, the FO12 actually is a lot of stronger weapon, and it just shreds people at that rate. Blackbeard, even shield, honestly.
And especially because too, he's got that wall reinforced towards office, so there's no line of sight that's going to be had in towards that bomb side, and it means that, as you said, very close range engagements that he is going to be getting into, and shotgun definitely would have worked in his favour there. Won't matter though, Sunan gonna take him down. Maybe would have had a chance there with that shotgun. Can he be able to take out Quavo now
What
and
a
make that
shot.
speak easy as well? Beautiful aim for him. Can't find a headshot of the Blackbeard as the
Bomb has
recoil
been located.
is kicking up a little bit too high. And the kills
Drop the bomb
going back in in his favour of Script, and
Attackers recovered the
will lose his
diffuser.
shield, but not his life. Kicked and Sunan on very low HP here. Not a lot of shots needed from Barbecue here.
That was the old SMG. He was
Attackers
dead,
are
but
activating
Sunan's the one with the diffuser, and he downs Kick. So Kick, even at low HP, he doesn't die because of the way the SMG-11 works. Finally, Barbecue secures the kill, but they must have a drone on him because of... Yeah, they do. They do have Sunan's drone watching the diffuser. As you can see, he's just pushed it into position. And if Sunan plays this right, that should be an easy victory round for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where he did decide to sit that drone, whether it was on the diffuser or the top of the stairs, but either way,
Have eyes on the
should be able to walk up there very
Attackers need
easily
to protect
and
it.
stop that disable of the diffuser. You can hear him on it now. He hasn't got a choice. He should be going a little bit faster than what he is, but they will push up. They are pinging him here. He's had to pull off, and Smoke just going to jump out there. Won't be able to get the kill, and Script on match point now. They have won 4 out of the last 5 rounds. Sunan doing a beautiful job on the Blackbeard there.
There's just one thing I have to add. They won the round, right? So that's all well and good. But they had a drone on him. How did they not know he jumped out? How did Sunan not even hear the glass shattering? Why was he looking on the right?
I guess maybe
Where's the
because
communication? It's yes, you've won it based on time, but doesn't mean you stop communicating.
that is very true. The only reason I can think of is maybe the drone was actually at the top of the stairs to see if he pushed down for a pre-fire for that. But yeah, as you said, we could hear the glass breaking from Sunan's perspective, so it is a little bit strange that they wouldn't call that out. Maybe he was trying to go for a bit of a show shot, see if he could flick onto him with the Blackbeard, or whether the glass breaking was just a, who knows, whatever it might have been. Maybe he was trying to bait them by throwing something through the window and then go for the defuse. You did hear him on it at one point, but as you said as well, there was a drone on there to be able to give him that information. Regardless of all of that, though, they do manage to take themselves out a round. I'm sure they'll be happy to have taken out the last 2 here, 1 round away from taking out this map, which wasn't looking like theirs to begin with, but definitely done quite a significantly better performance. Yeah, very good comeback. 4 out of the last 5 rounds have been able to take out, so a really good showing from Script here. And as we said, Pro League team which has been able to prove themselves, finishing 3rd and 2nd in the last 2 seasons respectively, so they've been doing quite well for themselves, and I guess they're playing it patient, and maybe they're doing a better job at reading into what this tag has been able to do.
I think he did. He lost a bit of HP. I think that was a spawn peak.
Ooh.
Not
Good
sure
work.
against who.
Well done to him, and yes, the kills actually quite evenly spread across there, so we don't really have a frag that has just really been popping off there, I'm sure.
We had a 14 kills on...
Is that Speakeasy?
I think so. It must have been Speakeasy. Oh, no, sorry. It must have been Sunan. He has been popping
yes,
off.
yes. Yeah, he's been getting a lot of kills. We've seen him on the Jaeger as well as the Smoke doing such good work, and he's had a few on the Blackbeard as well, so he's been doing his fair share of work here, and he's just going to open up the right and the middle panel of the garage, and good to see that they are actually going for a garage open this time. Good adaptation coming
indeed,
out of the
and
script here, and this could help him a lot.
Kenny's mirror above where the Jaeger was playing again gets disabled because the Jaeger was on drone, was on his camera. So that's, and he still has his drone alive, and he actually can't find the second mirror window that he really wants to pop. I'm not sure it's not
Also,
in place. It's somewhere else.
It's downstairs, I'm pretty sure, in a small office potentially, or they might have held onto it just to see if they had a switch.
Not
but
with the mirror. It's up there.
interesting. I'm sure we'll be able to catch that at some point, but also strange to note that we didn't see, maybe another person playing out there, and also a poor mute jam replacement too, that mute jam was able to be taken out by the Twitch rather easily, and then get in and, as you said, take out that mirror. Was the Jaeger Jimmy probably think he's safe in there, able to sit on his drone with no Twitch drone able to get in there, and see Barbecue playing in this angle. Speakeasy, able to get a kill, and soon and be taken out by Marco there, so do lose their mirror. The Ash on script, minute 10 left on the clock, and do like this push coming out so far for script here. Jimmy and the Smoke playing quite close on these stairs.
So now all the way deep inside of sight, and Kick takes on Marco. They have pretty much entirety of sight control. Grant goes down too easily, and Speakeasy takes on CT as he tries to rotate. Omega not Omega, sorry, Barbecue. He gets 1 kill from above, and Speakeasy just getting caught out, but the SMG-11 at that range can't land the shot. He gets a clean frag onto Barbecue, doesn't take too much of damage, and Jimmy is the last man alive, fighting to get a draw on map number 1. He's gonna get 1. Cuervo goes down, doesn't even take that much damage actually, but the time is ticking so low and there's no way he's gonna be able to get this. Claymore from Speakeasy gets there. That's a 3k, I believe, for him, and that is map number 1 over.
A well executed round by Script there. Just really good awareness and droning to know that they had 2 players upstairs still, and as we saw, Speakeasy on the Twitch was literally able to push all the way in the site with 2 players standing right above him. No one really to answer there, so a great entry frag roll from him, and as soon as that diffuser went down and
13
I knew Jimmy was up there,
14
quite tough. There we go, it was 14 for Suna, so not able to find a kill in the last round, but besides those couple of top fraggers, the kills quite evenly sort of spread out amongst the other players, so the 2 fragging rolls on each team definitely being put to good use. But all in all, a great comeback from Script there to be able to take that one out, and a really good comeback for them.
Indeed, and one last thing before we say goodbye to you. Just wanted to note that the way the Twitch came in, right? You said that the mute jam wasn't placed perfectly, and she was able to come in and destroy the mirror window. There's this little quote that I like from a TV show called The Flash. If you watch it, there's a quote where one of the characters says, "Step 1, you make the plan. Step 2, you definitely expect the plan to go sideways, and then step 3, you discard the plan and play it by ear." So I don't know if this Yes Tag really has that kind of mindset. You always have to expect whatever you've planned out, whatever setup you've made, to fall apart, to completely get destroyed, taken apart, and you need to be able to fight back from there. If everything goes according to plan, great, but you need to be ready.
And you should be able to hear that mute jammer being taken out as well as the Jaeger sitting there. And the Twitch drone makes a significantly louder noise compared to what it used to. So it's quite easy to hear that coming in. So definitely good to see Cuervo putting the shock drones to a lot more use than what we were able to see Marco, putting them to use. I don't know whether that's the reason that Yes Tag weren't winning as many rounds on their attack as what they potentially could have. Or sorry, not winning as many rounds as potentially what they could have. They did manage to pick themselves up before, but at the same time, Marco definitely needs to work on keeping those shock drones alive and not focusing on players. You don't get those 10 shots with each drone anymore like you used to. You only get 5, and you need to put them to use on the gadgets, not on the players.
Indeed. So now we're going to take about like a 2-minute break while we wait for the players to get ready once again, and then we will be right back with you. Unfortunately, JP won't be casting map number 2. We'll be having Matty on board in just a while. Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. Map number 2, Border, still yet to come.
Take me away from home. Show me all the places I've never known. And we'll chase the night. Erase all of these broken dreams and flight.
Alright guys, and we are back. We have said goodbye to JP after map number 1. That was Consulate. It went 7-5 in favor of Script Esports. Very, very close. Script was down pretty heavily at first, and they came back to take it 7-5. Now with us we have MatchDB. Say hello.
What is up, guys? Thanks for having me with you today, Infian. I'm very excited for map 2.
Indeed, map 2 is going to be Border, and I am really excited to see, because Border, in my opinion, plays somewhat like Consulate in the fact that it's a squarish map similar to Consulate. Consulate's a bit longer, but and Border's a bit bigger too. But I like the way the dynamic really plays out. And Border, I believe, has three viable bomb sites. Your third one depends on team to team. Some people like the customs bomb site, some people like the bathroom. So it really depends on what you like. But I think Border is a very nice map. My favorite DLC map for sure. And after what we've seen from Script, what do you think? Script and YesTag, who do you think is going to take the second map? Script already has 3 points in the bag. So 6 for them?
I feel like towards the back end, definitely you feel a lot more confident going with the Script pick. But I mean, coming out of the gates, YesTag looked really strong on their offense. I like the way that they were playing off the back of each other. I'm taking a lot of admin control as well previously. It's obviously going to be a different story playing on a different map, and the playstyle, although as you said the maps sort of function quite similarly, I think the overall layout of Border relays more towards more close combat engagements rather than some of those open spaces you get over on Consulate. So I think that favors more towards Script, so I think we could more confidently say we could see Script running away with this one.
Indeed. Let's see, because Script has some fantastic firepower, and they have more experience as well, as we noted just now. Having finished third last season, second in season 7, been to LAN, and Sunan's great player, great fragger, got 14 kills. We had Speakeasy get 13 kills on map number 1. So obviously these guys have the strength, and yeah, Unique Monster saw CT and Barbecue play. They were playing together last time in Season 6, and before that, when Unique Monster was the de facto second seed in Southeast Asia, but since then they disbanded, and now they've kind of come back, but they still don't really have that same firepower that they used to have. And as well as that you have other teams that have caught up and just gone past them. Xavier has been the number 1 example.
100%. I think something that'll be interesting to see is that the fact that YesTag have been one of those teams that are sort of on the rise in the region as well, where they, like you guys were talking about in the previous matchup, how they came through Challenger and they've now made their place in Pro League. And they even made a relatively deep run when you and myself were covering the Invitational qualifiers just over a week ago, where they made a really deep run in towards that lower bracket area. So they can certainly compete in the region and put up decent results. It's just now finding that consistency now in a more league-based environment, I think, for them. And they certainly have the firepower. It's just coming up against this experience and also the amount of firepower that Script are possessing at the same time.
Indeed. So let's see what happens here on the second map. We are going to get right into it. It's going to be Border Script 1, map number 1. 7-5. If you didn't catch it, I would highly recommend that you do. It was a pretty good map. So what do you think is going to be the first ban? I'm very interested to see what they're going to do. Script just now, they banned Ying. I would say they're probably going to ban Ying again, because Ying's a menace on every map. Yep, there we go. It's a Ying ban.
Yeah, I think Ying's one of those ones where you can certainly get punished quite heavily by a well-placed Candela, especially late in the round when you go in towards those execute sort of phases. It makes it a lot harder to get in towards the point.
Indeed. Now the next ban coming in, is it going to be Glass again? Script are usually not the ones who play Glass, and no, it's going to be Buck. So they're going to take away one of the key components of the vertical destruction on Border, and Border supports so much vertical destruction, and that both teams are not going to have it, but YesTag are going to be the ones that suffer from it first. But the Echo ban coming in, that's a more standard ban. We saw we saw YesTag ban it just now as well, but it's been banned all across the place. Echo's really strong operator with that plant denial, yokai drones, as well as just giving a lot of information.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a staple during the pick ban phase for a lot of teams as well. With the major factor at the fact that the amount of disruption he plays in with that Legion ban coming out at the same time, that's so much late round disruptive play that you can get rid of by getting rid of those two operators. They really put a massive dint in anyone's play, so when they come in towards those later stage bomb site executes and getting in there. So getting rid of those defender operators, especially for YesTag being on the offensive first, are really playing into their favor. But losing Buck, that's something that could be very, very troublesome for them.
So look at the attacker. Well, they didn't really exactly lose Buck. They kind of banned it against themselves, and they are bringing self-destruction in the form of Sophia and Ash that can do the vertical play, and the Sledge is being swapped out for TKB, so that's smart enough. But you lose frag grenades, and I think, especially when you're trying to take Fountain, those frag grenades are invaluable. Out of
Defenders protect
maybe
your
like
bombs
to see a
from being
Jackal, you
defused by
have
attackers.
that secondary shotgun they can still use for that vertical destruction. But, they are probably going to put Zofia and Ash on those roles, although you only get 4 shots and you do those roles, and that's it. You're done. Interestingly enough, sorry, I just wanted to get you off. Interestingly enough, Speakeasy's not 6 picked off the Hotline.
He's locked it in, hasn't he? I think what we're going to be seeing here from YesTag here is the fact that I think they'll be trying to play heavily off the back of the Glass here as well, like opting in for some more smokes, and that soft destruction that Ash and Sophia does, it can
5
open up a
seconds
lot
to
of
go.
lines as well that can assist the Glass, and with the extra smokes and the utility that the Dokkaebi can possess and the information that she gathers, I think that was more towards the game plan. I do agree though with you. I think Jackal certainly offered just a little bit more dynamically for them, with the way that he gets information more directly than Dokkaebi, and also that shotgun there for some soft destruction, and the fact that he has the smokes as well. So curious to see what YesTag's sort of goals are here early on.
Indeed. Now, Marco is going to be the one playing the Glass right now, and I mentioned previously that the more prolific Glass player on their team has always been Barbecue. He has even taken down Airwolf on Oregon last time when I was my very first cast, in
Attackers
fact,
located a bomb.
where I was expecting Airwolf, then Team Cryptic, or was it Tide, one of the two names, and they just were shredded by Barbecue. And they went to a Mac 3. Kick gets the first kill here though, and the Glass, just what I'm talking about, he disappears right off the board. And there we go, Zophia's first impact grenade is going to take down the bandit batteries and make it impossible for Cuervo to bandit trip Thermite, gets the wall open with little difficulty. Evo now. Barbecue gets taken down, but that's such a horrible position from Cuervo, and another member almost gets his head taken off, but the shots can't be hit by this Dokkaebi of Jin. Now, we have Kenny coming in. Ooh, nice C4, CC gets taken down, and Jimmy is very low on HP as well. Script looking so strong on this first defense, and Jimmy kind of loses his life. There we go, second C4 takes down Evo. Is all up to Kenny. The Ash with 1 minute left to go, he loses 50% of his HP. Speakeasy getting really aggressive, throws his life away, but Sunan is there for the refrag. Script working really well. What a round.
Just solid defense all around, really locking down and winning those engagements early on. And, I mean, we saw the ideas from YesTag there, looking to get the information nice and early, but unfortunately not able for them, or rather to sort of deny information to the defenders. It didn't really play out in their favour. They lost their duels flat out, really, and Not much more you can say to that. Just rock solid from Script to start off.
Indeed. Now we're gonna have CT go on that glass now. Barbecue's still not playing the glass. Maybe it's just a thing that he's done with. So that's probably not his role anymore. Kenny going on the Ash again, but Marco is gonna go on that Thermite. So pretty much just a direct swap between him and CT there. Just now CT was playing Thermite. But on the defensive side, we're gonna have a Castle come out from Evo, and I like Castle. If you can place his barricades in just the right spot, you can be a thorn in the side of the attackers, especially if it comes to the late game push. Oh, and he's just waiting.
Exactly, because I mean that forces the Ash into play to get rid of that barricade. Same with the Zofia in that sort of aspect as well, and it starts to section off portions of the map as well, where they're forced into almost like a tunnel sort of play, but trying to get into the right position here as we do unfortunately have a disconnect.
Well, they haven't called for a rehost. As I understand it, the proper protocol is to call for a rehost and then
10 seconds remaining.
and then you get the rehost, but let's see what the admin call
5
is.
seconds left.
The admins are okay. There we go. The call for the rehost comes out. It was well within
Attackers have recovered
the
their
time
defenses.
restraints
Attackers are
for the
moving out to
rehost,
locate a bomb
so
and
that's
defuse
good.
it.
And the rehost has been called. So I believe I think we have gotten the admin call on our end that a rehost is happening. They're just waiting to share it with the players, I believe. So it's gonna probably be rehosted very, very soon. But until then, Matty, let's just continue as if nothing's happened.
Nothing's happened at all, my dear friend. We're playing some Rainbow Six Siege. The attackers are starting to make their way in towards that main entrance there and moving up towards those upper levels and cleaning out all this space here, specifically CT on the drone.
A bomb has been
Plenty of
located.
info beginning to push forward there. We do actually see players already pushing forward in towards that security room as well.
It's gonna be a rehost actually, so there we go. Finally, the admin call is confirmed, and no, attackers don't actually win round number 2. We are just having a rehost right now. So just stay with us, guys. Don't go anywhere. So, Maddie, the first round that we saw, really, that's pretty much all we have to analyze, don't we? Usually the rehost comes in a little bit after. So,
Well, I mean, we can relay it back onto the first map as well. I mean, we've already seen these two play a full series against each other that went the distance as well. So there's plenty of storyline there to go on. I mean, looking at, the experienced roster that is Script and them sort of coming back together, getting the old band back together versus, the fresh faces of YesTag. And, I mean, we sort of saw that their experience in their defensive play, right, for Script in that first round, where they were very rock solid in the way that they were holding the angles and taking their fights, and specifically the player on the Bandit, their vertical play there to try and just keep the Zofia at bay and maintaining a presence behind that breached opening as well, not allowing the Ash to sort of come in and start causing a massive amount of ruckus. So I think that's the sort of style of play we're going to expect to see from Script for the rest of this half. And it's quite dominant in that fashion.
right, so because it's going to take a bit longer than we had hoped, we are just going to throw it to a tiny break. But don't go anywhere, we still have pretty much the entirety of map 2 still left to come. We are only one round in. The first round obviously going very dominantly to Script, as you were saying. We'll be right back with you, don't go anywhere. Hello guys and welcome back. So sorry for the delay, we just had some technical issues. As you saw, Speakeasy's computer must have had something go wrong. He dropped out of the second round of map number 2, but we are back and we are ready to bring it back to you. With me is Matty B.
How's it going, boys and girls? I'm ready to kick on for some more action. We've only seen one round of play so far, with Script locking it down on the defense early on, so maybe we'll see some more of that action coming forward.
Yeah, coming very, very soon, we hope. And you know, that first round that we saw from Script, it was an excellent round, honestly. They were so strong. They seemed to just not have any trouble at all. Yes, Speakeasy pushed aggressively at the end and kind of gave his life away. Didn't really matter though, did it? You know, cause
no, it was a calculated risk.
Yeah,
there were so many players around him in support. It was a 4-on-2, right? And there were 3 players right there, so the trades were going to go in their favor as long as they managed them effectively. So I think it was a smart sort of risk management from Script, and I guess you can sort of slot that into the amount of experience they have as a roster.
Yeah, indeed, I do agree with you, and you know, the fact that these guys are ready and setting themselves up for the trades probably means they have practiced border a bit more, because they looked fairly sloppy sometimes on defense, especially on defense on the first map, Consulate. They still won that 7-5, so
well, I think that's where you can really punish a lot of rosters that have just formed together. Like, they've played together in the past and they've just come back, as you said before, but I guess they sort of have some experience playing together, but it's about getting used to one another once again. And on defense, that's where you can really start to capitalize on newly formed rosters, because they don't quite have the disciplines in place. They don't quite have all their protocols fully set out and actions on certain scenarios happening. So it's harder for them to be reactive, which is when you see some of the newer formed teams, they like to play a little bit more aggressively on their defense as well, because it allows them to sort of be proactive and not have to worry too much about those reactive sort of scenarios. So playing against a new side of defense is managing a mixture of aggression, but also counter pressure to sort of put them back in their hole.
Indeed. So we're just waiting on some final touch-ups to get underway for map number 2. Continue map number 2. And Speakeasy is giving his apologies. A very nice guy. Not really his fault. Technical issues happen to the best of us. Happened to us on the stream so many times. Matty, you and I both know how much trouble. Well, but yeah, it happens. It's fine, you know. And game's not in the perfect place, but you know, we still have a very healthy pro league running. Talking about the pro league and talking about a healthy pro league, next month is going to be crazy, but we are gonna get right back into the game. Round number 2 from map number 2. It is going to be Script continuing on defense with a map advantage.
It's always nice to have that advantage as well, you know, solidifying, you know, half your points for the night in Pro League as well. That's something that makes you really comfortable moving forward. So walking away with at least the 3 is a feels good moment for the defense. Now looking at their picks, you know, Castle, Jaeger, Smoke, Valk, Vigil, more of the same of what we've been seeing, and I guess with the rehost they have to go back to what they had before. So
correct.
That's
I was just about to say
CT
that.
going back into the Glaz. I forgot for half a moment, but I remembered.
Yeah, because yesterday there was a rehost of Generic versus Xavier, and Generic didn't say
Attackers need to
Vigil
locate and
when they
defuse
had
as
it
many
before the
bombs as they
rehost,
can.
and Xavier like called it out, so they had to rehost. So good to know that good to know that CT is catching himself and realizing that he's not going to make the same mistake again.
And it looks like we're going to see more of a similar setup as well. They weren't really phased too much by the disconnect. It looked like they were pretty content with playing on for a little while before eventually pulling that rehost. But it looks like we'll be seeing more of the same. Looking to see where Cuervo is actually going to put in
10 seconds
these
insertion.
cameras for the Valk. It's a good type of information.
5 seconds left.
Speed up and running.
That's not what you want to see.
Attackers have recovered their
Indeed, that's a
diffuser.
bit of
Attackers must locate and
a
defuse
bit
the
of a
bomb.
weird placement, I would say, but it's, you know, it's fine. We're gonna get right back in this. Sorry about that. I had to go to safety due to some minor technical issue on my end. But we are back. No rehost this time. Despite what the screen said. So, map number 2, round number 2. Almost 30 seconds gone, and the drones are coming out from Intelligent YesTag Gaming. A bit of a mouthful, which is called in YesTag, eh?
That's the way. That's certainly how I like to do things. At the very least, keep it relaxed. It's the Australian way. But I mean, looking at this time, it's a lot better than the first round already for the attackers. They haven't lost anyone within the first 30 seconds of the round. Aggressively taking control of this upstairs security room as well, up above the ventilation
A bomb has been located.
site. So they're looking to get some vertical play, but getting a bit cheeky now is Junior.
Yeah, that's a good hold to catch the rotations. But you know, the last time they attacked, it was a second floor bomb site. The rotations didn't even come into question, they just got shot down from the wall.
Yeah, direct fight, face to face, up at the action, and yeah, that's where you really favour. That's when you really favour script as well. They certainly make the better side in those scenarios. We do see CT just peering forward here through the floorboard, see if he can catch any piece of information.
He shouldn't try and take this fight because for all he knows, there's someone right beneath him, directly beneath him, that is looking up the other way, and there's no way he can fight that angle before he wins, especially if it's Sunan with a shotgun. Then he's gone. But okay, Sunan's the one who's gone, followed by Speakeasy. Marco takes a lot of damage. There was a camera on him, and yet Speakeasy loses the fight. Cuervo coming in hot, but Kenny shuts him
Located
down.
by attackers.
Not going well at all for Strictly's got on this round. Again, Evo gets taken down as well, up to kick with 50 HP and a dream.
That is a lot better there from the offense. A great long range kill through the wall there by Kicked there, using that cheeky little hold here on through. But 50 HP won't get it done as CT. Will lock that one down as the Glaz, and that's a lot better from YesTag. It was very progressive map control taken, and they certainly took a lot of information away from the defenders, and that allowed them to win their duels quite effectively. So a much better play style from them.
Indeed. So YesTag definitely not looking weak. Definitely not looking like they don't have Script's number. Script perhaps, you know, got a little bit of their concentration broken by their rehost. Intelligent YesTag using that time to just kind of reset themselves, having a better look, since it's not their player that dropped out, so they're just able to have a look, review a little bit of that stream. You know, it's like, alright, we made this mistake, that mistake, and oh, Fuse is gonna not get 6th picked away.
Interesting pick, to say the least. You certainly don't see it very much in Pro League, but you know, I was surprised to be sure on a welcome one. As we're going to see again more downstairs play coming in from the defenders. Evu sticking to that castle play, and it didn't quite have the impact that I feel like they wanted in the previous round because of the vertical options that the attackers took. But this time around, it looks like they'll be playing more players up above the site, so this could potentially be more beneficial for them.
Indeed, where they excelled in the first round was taking those direct gunfights. The second round they tried to play more like on site really, but not where the push came in from initially, and they lost those members on defense, and then they really just couldn't recover from that, because at that point YesTag could have just simply played a game of attrition and
well, it's like I said before as well, where when you're playing, as they've just reformed back together, right? When you're playing together again, it's a lot easier to be aggressive on your defense and taking fights rather than because you don't have your set protocols set in place, right? So you have to change your play to be rather than having to play reactively, you're forcing the attackers to be that reactive force, and so that puts the ball in your court. You know, you have all the control of the gameplay and the pacing of the round. So that's why we saw that aggressive play in the first round, but we've quickly seen that YesTag have the capability to adjust on the fly to that type of play style.
Indeed. Now, continuing on into this round, almost 50 seconds gone, and behind the half wall, there's actually going to be no one. Barbecue's drone has ordered that out, but Speakeasy is here with the mirror window supporting him. Sunan gets the other mirror window near Fountain. So this is going to be a lot harder, and there's a castle barricade preventing Marco from pushing straight into Beepers, and oh, he's going to take a bit of damage here. Pretty much no damage done to Speakeasy a little bit, but inconsequential at the end of the day. The KB phone call comes in, Sunan collects an easy kill. The mirror of Speakeasy is actually dropped back down, and I think Sunan, he is somewhere nearby, or he may have dropped down. Yeah, I think he's dropped down. So it's just that Jaeger left on the second floor, down to 50 HP. He might lose his life if he's not careful.
Yeah, needs to be very, very cautious about how he moves forward from this position now. He's pretty much trapped in this corner at this point, with CT putting so much pressure on him right now.
Not the Jaeger, Kate has gone.
No, that's Sun, it's the Bandit.
Yeah, that's interesting. Speakeasy has taken a lot of damage, it seems, from one of those fuse charges, so that fuse is being put to good use. And because the glass is holding the flank, Sunan can't do anything about it until he pushes! And he takes down CT, gets in the fight with another member, and he's actually gonna get the headshot onto Jimmy. Jimmy peeks at right the wrong time, and just a free kill for Sunan. Sunan putting in so much work. That is his second kill of the round. Maku just take down Sunan finally, and it is going to be a 3v2 in the favor of the defenders. They have a castle, and presumably some barricades still up. They have smoke. One of the smoke beeps, the detonator is just 25 seconds. Time is not on the attacker's side.
Now they have to try and get towards the site, but there's still plenty of opportunities to delay this one. There's still the castle in the back of the site. There's still kicks making a lot of presence around upstairs, trying to cause some delaying. Evu holding down the angle, gets that one free, as you said, but Barbecue dropping in. Cuervo will clean that one up though, as the smoke, making sure he delays that timer and taking a little bit too long there, where we saw Simon making a lot of ruckus upstairs and really getting up in the face of the attackers. Like I said before, when you don't have those set protocols, it's a lot easier to play proactively rather than reacting to the attackers, and it really shows there that Script are looking a lot more comfortable with that sort of playstyle.
Indeed, that was poor from YesTag. They did not push the second floor, did not clear it out properly, and you can't really put a glass on a flank hold, I would say, because he can't get the fire rate fast enough. Yes, he'll do a lot of damage, but that, especially the MP7 of that blitz, is just gonna tear through you. You're not a Blackbeard as well, you don't have a face shield. So that was a bit of a mistake, I feel. And flank watch isn't the best idea in the first place, because you will always feel more at peace, because you won't have any risk of that last roamer that you have kind of cordoned off coming back to haunt you like Sunan did.
Yeah, I think the timing of Sunan's play was really smart there as well. He was very aware of the positioning there of CT up above, pretty much almost the room next door to each other. They could almost touch each other through the wall. He was very patient and managed to find a cheeky flank there and picked up a massive 3-piece. Even dropping the diffuser, and at that stage of the round, that was game over for the attacking side.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Yeah, so Speakeasy now
5 seconds to insertion.
he's on the mirror again, and a bit of curious decision. I mean, it's working out, so I'm not going to question it too much. But Speakeasy on the mirror, I would say, is a bit weird, because he's one of the best fraggers in Southeast Asia as an out-and-out killer. He's you got it, Kenny, eventually. But yeah, he's one of the best out-and-out fraggers. He can play a lot of those 3 speeds and play them well. So the fact that they put him on a mirror is interesting, but it's not that weird, because that's it. That's a run out and a half.
That's a very wide run out.
It's not that weird, as I keep on getting interrupted by these guys. So rude. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. What? I thought I patched it. Wait, didn't they patch that drop? But
I thought they had as well, but it looks like we've been misinformed, as Jimmy gets a very cheeky entry there as the Montaigne taking down pick there on the Jaeger. So that does level us up in a 4v4, but that was quite weird, and I thought that was the move of the game.
I thought that too, and I believe you still take the 20 HP of damage that you used to take, so I'm not sure if that's an accidental reversion. But let's see what happens in the rest of the round before I continue on about my segue about Speakeasy. It's a 4v4 with 1 minute 40 seconds left in the round. Diffuser is not too far. Jimmy is probably going to go and pick him up. Might be a turtle plant from that Montaigne with the glass covering and the Zofia on the window. Pretty standard strategy, but the diffuser has not been picked up. Instead, Jimmy is vaulting through here, going into offices, and there is a hole beneath him. Speakeasy, there we go, gets a nice headshot onto Barbecue. That is a Zofia off the board,
Attackers
and
recovered the diffuser.
what the strategy should have been from YesTag isn't really materializing, because the thermite is following suit behind this Montaigne as well.
He's there. Just being a generalized using CT does manage to pick one up there, but the stun coming across there. That is the Montaigne that should be going down, but Marco's ready to trade that one back as Cuervo does fall. They'll even get the revive in just for good measure. So now a 3-on-2. Huge in the context of the round, but 50 seconds left on my clock is still Speakeasy, still back towards this deep portion of the site, and the diffuser should be going down, but Speakeasy, as he said, massive frag power does take down Jimmy and Marco as well, so now CT 1 versus 2, and his positioning's off, he's caught out of the site, still has a smoke grenade to play around with, but 30 seconds left, and Speakeasy in the back of this site is certainly going to keep him at bay for as long as possible.
Indeed, and I was going to say that, you know, the bandit missed a trick by trying to go for the melee instead of just waiting and reloading his gun for the finisher on the Montaigne, but it doesn't matter because Speakeasy is on fire. 3k already so far. Can he get a fourth? CT is alone, and he can't get the fourth, but he's lit up so heavily, and Evo hiding behind Beeper is going to finish him off. Script goes up 3-1.
Yeah, that was fantastic late round positioning from Speakeasy, and I think something that you were touching on earlier, right, was his fragging ability, and the fact that he was playing Mirror was quite odd. I mean, we saw him manage to still pull off that type of firepower-based play that you expect from him there as that anchor, but we saw in the previous map how devastating he could be with his run-out potential and using those weapons on the defense that you get with operators like Doc and Rook and with the ACOGs, like we're seeing right here now. He's opted in for that Doc pickup, so now more opportunities for him to really put a massive dent in this offense. Is another strange lineup being picked up here by YesTag with the Blitz and the Fuse.
Yeah, 6 smokes, I guess, and there's no counter smoke on the defense, like not at all. That's that could be a big problem. They might lose this round. But yeah, we're talking about Speakeasy on the Mirror.
Protect your bombs from being
It's
defused by
kind of
attackers.
weird, but not that weird, because if you remember, Shakti used to be one of the best Mirror players ever. I mean, right now he's come back from a bit of a break now on back on ends. But you know, when he won the Pro League in Season 6, and then the Invitational with Penta 2018, almost a year back, he was by far and away the best Mirror in the business. He was able to get frags left, right, and center, and when you came up against him, you couldn't just treat him as just any other anchor. He was as scary as a good bandit or a Jaeger or any other traditional fragging operator.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Yeah, and I think that's really
Attackers are
terrifying
heading
when you
out
see
to
that
defuse a
in
bomb.
from one of your heavier anchor operators in like a Mirror, right? When you have to treat them with such caution, it makes it a lot harder when you get in towards the later stages of the round, and having to take that site under pressure from someone that has that just raw talent with themselves. Bit of a run-out attempt there from Evu. Will get punished there by Barbecue, and even picking up
Attackers have
the
recovered
reset there for Barbecue.
So,
She got lit up really hard by that Valkyrie, but when she tried to go for the finisher because she knew how much damage she had done, she was just caught out by the Fuse himself.
I think Marco spotted the Vigil running down, believe kicked. Just getting away from there, going back closer towards the sites here. Again, you should expect to see Barbecue looking to cause a lot of damage, but he will get caught out there. Just losing his grenades there for the time being. There's some smokes being deployed and a good amount of damage done to CT as well. And a lot of players just causing massive disruption to the play of the attackers right here.
Sunan. How do you not see that? He's not focused on the doorway, and that thermite of Jimmy just slinks right away. He could have gotten a kill actually if he had been just a little bit more observant. And CT now is going to give away his position to Sunan, but Marco on that Blitz. That Blitz is actually absolutely terrifying. We've seen Lint use him in NA to full effect, and oh my goodness, it's 3v3 because Jimmy takes on Marco, and Sunan actually gets a kill onto CT as the glass misses his shot. Kick now makes it 3v2 in their favor, taking down Barbecue, but Speakeasy's finished off. It's 2v2 yet again. Kenny, he's so low on health at Twitch versus almost full health the Jaeger and the visual.
You really don't expect to see YesTag win this one out, right? But Jimmy has that capability to turn around on the head right here, but it's all in his hands too, and managing to pick up kick in that fashion is absolutely massive in the context of the round. But Sanan, playing it up from above, is trying to get back in here, and he'll drop down very quickly, and it's still the low HP there on Kenny, as he surely heard they're trying to rotate back across, and now this is looking a lot harder for him to pull back.
Pre-fire, the common spot doesn't get it. Now the return of the pre-fire is going to give the attack position away. This is a fairly smart play, even though he loses quite a lot of HP, but he can't predict Jimmy's position. I said fairly smart play because he got the info actually off the Twitch's location, but you know, he was trying to contest the Twitch first instead of the long angle that he should have been more aware of, and he pays the price. Still Script in the lead.
Yes, Script still holding on to their lead, but I feel like that was a round that really went begging for them. They had prime opportunity there with the two players that certainly had the health advantage over Jimmy and Kenny, but the team play that came out there from YesTag was absolutely phenomenal there, as they went and managed to take control of that site, and playing with the back of each other as well. They set up for the trade potential when they got into that 2v1 after they got that numbers advantage, because as I said, Jimmy had to win that initial fight, which he did so, versus it was kicked playing in the site as the Vigil, so looking sharper in those late round situations. Jackal Thatcher.
That's...
Attackers need to locate and defuse any bombs
I mean, okay,
they
fair
can.
enough, but I'm not sure why you'd want to, number one, bait out that you hide the fact that you are bringing a Thatcher, and number two, bait out the fact that there might be a Jackal, because like, it doesn't really affect the way you play that much. I don't think teams really care if they get Jackal strat. Like they're gonna roam nonetheless, because their strat relies, presumably, most strats rely on roaming happening, right? So,
well, potentially we could actually see like heavier roaming coming out to try and counteract that play as well, and having more boots on the ground make it a lot harder for Jackal to be as effective as he can be.
but I'm not
So
sure how
this
it
could
works.
actually backfire.
Yeah, I don't know how it works in favor of the attackers of baiting out Jackal. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a misclick from him, perhaps. You know, realizing, oh no, we don't have anything to break open the walls if we need for a hard breacher.
Well, they had a Twitch.
Yeah, but Twitch is more temperamental, and Marco's first game, first map wasn't that great on Twitch.
Okay.
Oh, he is looking for the mirror windows, but they're both on the second floor, and so he sent his drone the wrong way, collecting a lot of information, but you know, he's just gonna fall off. It's gonna take too much time, and probably gonna lose his drone in the process if he tries and goes looking for those mirror windows.
Jimmy entering very quickly in towards security room. On his lines for the time being, it looks like his teammates are now coming in for a bit more support. The Alibi and the Bandit are playing closer to this point here. They'll spot out the drone, so that's information given to both sides. That they're starting to come into this way as we do see the Thatcher Charge being initially deployed, but Speakeasy wins that initial duel versus Barbecue, trying to come in through that long choke point.
This is like the old school mirror, you know, when mirror was just introduced and borders meta began changing, where you have it inside of the small box, and instead of having it on the wall that is destroying right now. So I like this mirror window because it's kind of fallen out of favor, and it sometimes throws attackers off guard before they realize, oh no, the bandit charge destroys the C4. Unfortunate, can't get through just right. But yeah, it's still a very strong mirror window because that smoke isn't going to help much, except hide the fact that these guys seem to have vanished.
Falling away from this entrance here as we get under a minute on the clock now, so CC begins his rotation, trying to get back towards this downstairs area. There's so much fighting happening upstairs, and they still need to actually get in towards the side, as Kenny does get one, but Siman with a nice double there, taking down CT, and Marco leaves again. Jimmy and Kenny, this time in a much more precarious scenario with a 2 versus 4. And just 35 seconds on the clock as it begins to tick down. This is not looking too good for him, Infin.
No, not at all. 4v2, they are by far and away in one of the worst spots they could be hoping for right now. They don't even have upstairs control, and they're going to be pushing straight into downstairs. They have diffuser, but that's pretty much all they have, is diffuser energy.
15 seconds to go.
10 seconds left to get in. Kenny does find that initial pickup though. Sunan does fall. A few seconds left on the clock as they begin to push forward, but again, Speakeasy going hard there on his fragging power. Pushing forward, getting up and aggressive his kicks, but that the Kenny still making the rounds into the site, but there's no time for the diffuser to go down. Just the right amount of delay from the defenders there allow them to get that 4-2 scoreline in the first half, as we'll see the side swap now. And Infian, I mean, that was really solid from Script, but YesTag had glimpses of hope.
Indeed, and you know, it was pretty much the same story on map number 1, except in the reverse direction. It was Script who went down 3-1 and then 4-2 before the role swap, and then they came back. So still could happen. They were showing flashes of brilliance as well. So maybe for these two teams, Border is more defender sided. So let's see what happens. Speakeasy going from the blitz to the glass. Interesting swap.
It's like both teams really want to utilize Glaz's ability to not only penetrate the amount of soft balls that this map does actually contain, but also the long range engagements that really opens up. He hasn't had the impact that in theory Glaz could have as an operator on this map. So I'm not too sure what the plans are from the sides, you know, committing so heavily towards his play. But the defense looking a lot more standard and similar to
That's not a good way to start off defense, I think.
That's toxic.
I'm not a pro player, Maddie, but I think that's not the best way to start off defense. Am I wrong?
That's straight up toxic. That's straight up toxic. What'd he say? He must have said something in the team speech.
I'm a better mirror than you. Unfortunate, but you know, Script are going to be feeling well. They got a pick without even having to do anything. Maybe it was a drone that he was trying to shoot and kind of missed it. But whatever the case, it's 4v5 very early into the round, and intelligent YesTag Gaming not feeling that intelligent anymore.
Well, you really had to do him dirty like that, didn't you?
they put the name there. They opened themselves up.
They did. Oh boy, well, they certainly opened themselves up, giving an opening pick to Script as well for free. So 4v5 straight off the bat. This means that they can feel a lot more comfortable coming in towards the side as well. I mean, there's less room for the roamers. I mean, the mute packs have already been dropped down, so they do have potential to be somewhat disruptive, but they can't be reactive with them anymore. So now there's going to be a lot more pressure and emphasis on how these defenders really go about their play.
Indeed. So we are going to have this round continue on as time whittles away. Speakeasy gets a pre-fire kind of shot into him. He's going to go prone and try a little prone hole, and that's a good angle. He can catch pretty much anyone trying to rotate out. But putting the glass on, we saw in round number 1 or 2, putting the glass on the backboard isn't the best idea. His gun doesn't do enough DPS, and you can just get so much more offensive firepower making the glass have an active push in rather than a passive one.
100%. Look at all these flashes coming in, trying to allow themselves to break that window, but they get away with it at the right time. Quervo can't quite have the impact he wants.
He popped the mirror window, Quervo, so that's great for them. But even with 8, you pretty much choose
He's still kicking as well as Speakeasy gets that opening pick up there on the Kenny. So that drops down that Jaeger there.
I think if CGG was doing stats, OK would go to barbecue.
Yeah, I guess it would have to, wouldn't it?
Sunan just pick up 1. Jimmy fires back. Bandit taking down 1, but that is it. Round number 7 is over. Speakeasy takes down 1 before Sunan finishes things off. Nice little wall bang into Beepers. Probably wasn't even trying to get the kill, but well, he's not going to complain.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be complaining if I died to my teammate in that scenario, but yeah, certainly Script won't be complaining about that. Pretty much being gifted the 5th round on a silver platter, so that's great for them moving forward. And I mean, still committing to the Armory and Archives site here, this time with the Pulse play, so maybe looking for some more vertical action to come across here. Maybe this time, you know, we won't see the team kill coming across, so they'll actually get a chance to partake in the round and really put up a big defense.
Yeah, that's right. So let's go. Round number 8. We have a pretty sizable lead now, 5-2. I was kind of saying that maybe Tag would try to bring it back, because in the Challenge League playoffs, I believe they played board, and look at that. 8 kills with Sunan, 7 for Speakeasy. These guys are really bringing it to Tag.
They certainly are. They're really stepping up for their sides and being those dominant figures that we talked about, right? You know, 2 players that had huge firepower potential, right? And on the defensive side as well, we wanted to see Speakeasy put in a lot more, like, play operators with more fragging potential. I mean, he still managed to find the effort with the mirror play for himself, and now getting on that gliders and finding openings and really just putting a lot of pressure now on the defenders. This is where Speakeasy really becomes into their own element.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
So Cuervo gonna put himself up here on this catwalk kind of thing, and doesn't see anyone running out. So previously these rounds used to be a lot more common, you know, where they try and take on these players spawning, but eventually everyone got wise of it and just started getting punished, so just stop it. And I'm talking about quite a while ago, actually, almost a year back. So obviously we are seeing, you know, meta is pretty cyclical. We see some things come back into meta after going out, but spawn kill spots generally not.
Yeah, once you get used to that sort of play style, it becomes a lot more easy to adapt to it, and being able to sort of get away with that sort of play is peering forward, looking for info, trying to make sure that they can take down these mirror windows and taking the long route in as well.
Indeed. Now Cuervo here, he's gonna get rid of the mute jammer again, like I think he'll Speakeasy on the final round of Consulate. Second mute jammer isn't gonna get taken down, neither is the mirror window, but he has a second drone, and oh, he's definitely got his drone seen by the mirror, so he's gonna have to bide his time a little bit. I don't think he's gonna be able to pop that mirror window, especially not with that mute jammer also giving him a hard time. So Sunan's gonna have to throw his EMP grenade to ball. There we go, that's the EMP detonating right there. So now he's gonna have a bit of an easier time, but last time they had the flashbang dump. But Marco gets a pistol kill as Sunan takes down Barbecue, and Cuervo takes the CT, but instant reply. Cuervo finished off by 10.
Marco looking for more information in towards this office. Oh. Just being patient, and we'll actually catch them walking into the site using that softball. Speakeasy falls and getting a second one for themselves. Traded back there by Sunan, though that leaves us now in a 2 versus 1. The Thatcher forced to fight these 2 players, and low HP on 1, but Kenny on the trade. That is fantastic stuff. I guess you'd have to say from the defense. I think it was a little bit sloppy there with that run across, though. It was very unnecessary.
Yeah, I know what they're trying to do. They wanted the crossfire set up, but you know, you are getting spotted. That means the info is there, so you should try and play a bit more safe at that point. But you know, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, they were in that trade. They were in that trade scenario, right? But I mean, in such a close proximity, that's when it gets a lot more risky to play there. I think what they were trying to do was set up for a crossfire. I didn't think they realized how far in he'd already gotten towards the site. Maybe they were just trying to wait to set up that crossfire, allow themselves to be in a safer sort of trade scenario rather than an aggressive trade.
Indeed. So 5-3, could this be the comeback train beginning for Tag?
Well, the dream's never dead, right? It's always there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's not over till the fat lady's singing, so always a chance for either side. And the defense was the dominant in the first half as well, so
how did Marco get the first kill? I'm still a little bit surprised, but he pretty much won them the round with a soft wall play.
10 seconds left before
He had the pulse scan, he got on top. The smoke can't cover that high. And unfortunately, no one on attack got off pre-fire in that location. And they lost 2 members. The second one was just straight up Moss Police.
Yeah, and it was very much like, just, I guess, a little bit sloppy in the sense that we've seen both sides use it quite heavily, this Armory office, right, where they've used it for the mirror play, they've used it, you know, in a naked sense where they have a barricade and just using it for a spray. Well, like we just saw Marco on the pulse there, so we just need to be a little bit more aware of how the teams have been playing the scenarios across the entirety of the match.
Indeed, so Marco, he's playing a very different position that you usually don't see throw inside of customs when you're defending the first floor bomb side of banks and workshop. But it's a good position to hold, but there's not a really angle you want to be trying to fight with a red dot site. Marco's probably running back to site, screaming, "Hey guys, reset, reset," and he's probably going to get it pretty easily. C4 toss should bring him back to 0. That's happening right now. Picked back up, 50 HP. Ticked also on 50 HP, so about an even trade right there. Both having pretty much an equal amount of utility that could either help with the defuse or stop the defuse. But oh dearie me, Jimmy not aware of Quirwell's drone. And to be fair to him, with that Twitch Elite skin, it is a bit hard to see the drone on board.
Yeah, the visibility on some skins, it can be questionable at times, but you know, that is just designed sometimes as a good run in there. Speakeasy, aggressive, coming in like a bat out of hell, does manage to take the head off of Jimmy. That's giving them an advantage as we get close to that final minute mark of the round, and an attempted trade coming in as CT does manage to get one on the other side of the map, dropping Uvu. So that gives us back into this 4-on-4, and still relatively similar amounts of HP at hand as well, so should be tight as we get towards the back end of this round, as we do begin to see Quiver get ready to cause a lot of disruption for the defenders trying to get in towards this bomb site.
Oh, Marco gets a nice C4 kill onto Speakeasy, and this is a very common spot to be playing, but the flash isn't ready, but he still gets 1 kill, but immediately traded out by Kenny. Barbecue, the smoke is down and off the board. Marco once again on 1 HP. Now Sunan's gonna take a lot of damage. He just has to land 1 bullet. Whoa! There we go. Great shot as he drops. Sunan is trying to go for the plant. Actually, the cover needs to be perfect. It is not, but the trade comes out onto Kenny. 15 seconds left to go. Now Cuervo has to make a choice. Does he go for the plant? Does he go for the defuse? There's a Valkyrie. He's fighting again, and I think the choice is made for him. He goes for the frag. CT. He's gonna be holding a nice angle. The free fire comes in, and he wins it. After CT, he's not been hitting his shot as well as he hoped, and Cuervo wins and crushes the round for Script.
Look at how he cleared that angle. He almost wasn't ready for them to be in that corner, as if he just assumed that he'd run up the side and he'd lost the round. It was almost like a second thought that frag came across. So very unlucky there on the defense. But now this does mean that Script gets first shot at map point and, you know, series point, so to speak. Here they could walk away with 6 points for the night, and this time looking far more convincing.
Indeed, it's going to be 4 points at the very least. If you guys forgot how the APAC Pro League works, or if you guys are from an international region, don't really follow APAC, I'm just going to go through it quickly. Each map here, each game actually, is a pseudo best of 2. It's not a strict best of 2 like the BR6.
It's like 2 best of 1s.
Correct. It's just 2 best of 1s back to back. In other regions, you know, you have 1/2 of the games played before, the best of 1 played before the break, 1/2 of the season played after the break, and you play the same team, one team twice, once on each side of the break. In APAC, you just play them both back to back. So that becomes 3 points per map and a quasi best of 2 setup.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a very elegant system, especially given the constraints that APAC has, and I really like the fact that they've done away with the playoffs this season. So whoever is top 2 and in whichever position they are in top 2 at the end of the season, that's what it's going to be. And look at that, Sunan, 12 kills.
5 seconds to go.
He's certainly been the real monster so far, and I mean, Speakeasy has been up there, right? But he hasn't quite been as huge as we were expecting earlier on. But that's fine when you've got a player of Sunan's caliber doing the damage that he's doing so far, and getting into what could potentially be our last round here. Should be interesting to see how this one plays across.
And you know what's very interesting? When Script qualified for Season 7 of the Bravo, he misses uncharacteristic. And okay, as I was saying, when Season 7 the Script qualified for the Pro League, Sunan was the one getting all the frags, but he was usually playing Twitch. Season 8 he kind of dropped off, but now he seems to be back without even the Twitch. And the first kill goes to Kick, and now the mirror's not even being watched. Easy pop open for Corvo, and oh no, Jimmy gets down. I'm not sure how. CT has taken one back for his team. The Speakeasy finishes off Jimmy on the floor. So it's a 3v4, and CT has taken a bit of damage himself.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough right now for yesterday. Could be the end there. Wall time C4 not going to quite be the case here for Marco. Does spot the players running up above there with that damage scoreboard earlier on there, but he's desperate to get a frag here and level up the numbers for his side, but it's just not happening for him. And CT sitting on half HP. There's certainly at a disadvantage right here. Is Kenny also looking for them? He knows that they're just outside this wall. This is going to go right down to the wire in here.
Indeed it is, but you know, 1 minute 20 seconds man advantage, and still Kenny, where are you shooting? The goal is just to the right. Oh! Sunan actually catches Kenny off guard. He gets traded off, but the Valkyrie just not ready. What a shot from Marco! That quick ADS is going to be a free throw for him right here. Yes, tag are still in it.
What was that headshot? I just wanted to see. That was gorgeous. It was elegant in how quickly that he snapped that one up. So Marco saving the day, getting their 4th, and that means they're still in it. We're not quite down just yet. The 11th round, but getting right down to the wire. And Script, although I feel like they've been the dominant team so far, YesTag will not give up.
Yeah, indeed, and they are going to be pushing to win the next 2 rounds so they can at least go home with 1 point from both maps. We have Script guaranteed 4 points, as we said, 3 from the first map, 1 from here, unless they win 1 more round, in which case they'll take home 6.
That 6 points would be absolutely juicy going forward as well. You know, I'm a simple man. I think 6 is more than 4, so that's certainly what I would want wrapping up for the night. But YesTag, they're not going to roll over as easily.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Indeed, so second floor defense coming out from YesTag. They finally get to go back there, but the first round that they defended here really didn't look good for them, did it? You know, it was 4-2 after the round swap, the roll swap, and we just had Script come in and rip apart the defense.
That's it. They deconstructed the entire setup and really made it work. I mean, we could really highlight another round there where they were playing up over towards this portion of the map, but we saw Marco get a very nice double kill late in the round that allowed himself to re-inject the round of play for YesTag. So if we can see him step up once again, that would be fantastic for the defenders here. But this is one of the final rounds. This could get absolutely juicy.
So Barbecue finally placing his second mirror window, very standard placement inside of Archive. Some people like placing it on the Fountain. I think the Fountain works just equally as well as the Archive mirror. Archives is a little bit more passive. Both these mirrors actually are quite passive compared to what we have seen mirrors capable of. If you place them on that west wall as well as the Fountain wall, it's a lot more aggressive. But at the same time, you know, having that aggression doesn't always work out. So really depends on who you're playing and what you're comfortable with.
For sure now. 2 minutes on the clock, and we're just starting to see players begin to go hunting for that solid information as they begin getting ready for those pushes. And Sinan getting a lot of clearance in towards downstairs. If he can find Marco here, that could certainly turn the round
Attackers have located
on
the
its
bomb.
head in favor of Scripters. Once again, you know, still managing to find their way into breaking these mirror walls, making it very hard to really have control and be as impactful as one would like, as we do begin to see Thatcher throwing down the charges, and now Thermite breaching in it nice, hardly, and aggressively. His kick gets the opener, taking down Kenny. That's a 4-on-5 to start us off here. Nice.
Has been getting so many opening kills. It's fantastic. Always putting his team in the driver's seat. Now Quavo, he's gonna get taken down, unfortunately. And I think he didn't have the diffuser, but not sure if he popped both mirror windows. He definitely got one, and arguably it's the more important one. Oh, bad timing on the mirror popping up. And what on earth? The Pulse just can't land his shots, light them both up. And it's a 1v2, just like that. CT does take down Sunan, but that really should have been 2 free kills. I think the Pulse just couldn't decide on who to shoot.
Attackers activated.
That's it. You know, target-rich environment makes it a lot harder, but now retaking this one's going to be ridiculously hard now. Weird kicked up above there, holding the line there, and will wrap us up for this evening, taking down CT, making that 7-4 scoreline. So that means that Script will walk away with the 2-0 for this evening and 6 vital points moving forward in Pro League.
Yeah, that is going to be really good. And so far, 6 points also going to be awarded to Aerowolf, Xavier, and Ferox Esports. And unfortunately, we are not going to see Ferox Esports play today because their opponent's team, that one, they had to forfeit due to reasons unknown. But unfortunate for that. So this was actually our only series of the night. As you can see on your screen, 7-5, 7-4, Script Esports taking home those 6 valuable points. So what do you think of the games today from both the teams? What kind of potential is YesTag showing from Challenger League?
Well, they can certainly compete with a lot of these better sides, right? Like, I mean, we talked about briefly the fact that Script, you know, they're just getting back together, they're getting used to playing together again. But, you know, when you're a newer team, so to speak, where you've come from the lower divisions and you're playing against a team that holds a certain caliber and have been around for a long time, and you're challenging them, right? Like, they really push Script right down to the wire in both maps. The first map going the distance, this one, you know, 1 round off that as well. So plenty of positives for them to take away from this series this evening.
Indeed. I like the look of YesTag. They have a lot of work to make it. But, very early days, but I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think they're going to stay up for sure. I think they're definitely not going to go down into the Challenger League. They're going to stay up, and they're going to improve throughout the season. They looked pretty good so far, and I think they have what it takes to finish in a pretty decent mid-table spot.
Well, that's what you want to see from your teams that have been promoted as well. You don't want to see them just crash out straight away, because it means they weren't really ready for Pro League, right? Like they were good enough to be good in Challenger, but they're not quite ready to be pro, right? So this is their challenge to sort of, you know, face that challenge successfully and hold that position. So I wish them the best of luck for the remainder of the season, because certainly I'll be watching them very closely.
Indeed. So yeah, so that's kind of the arguments against auto relegation, auto promotion, that you might have teams that are, you know, much better than the Challenger League dropping from the Pro League into the Challenger League, and then vice versa. You have teams that are amazing at the Challenger League but not good enough at the pro level. So it works both ways. So
yes,
they have arguments for and against, and there was quite a bit of a furor about auto relegation last season when Obey Alliance in North America was relegated. But that's behind us, and we'll see what happens this season.
Well, I mean, if you come, my argument is I'm all for auto relegation. In my opinion, I feel like if you don't perform in the season and you come dead last, and the other team's won, then, you know, go for that swap. If you deserve that Pro League spot, you'll win Challenger easily.
Indeed. So, unfortunately for you guys, we can't bring you a second series as much as I was hoping to see Vivek debut with his new team, Ferox Esports. We're not going to see that matchup tonight, so if you're fans of those teams, you're going to have to wait a little bit. But thank you so much for joining me, JP for the first map and Matty for the second. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I have been Infin Ewok and Matty B with me.
Cheers.
Good night.